Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security disability attorney. And today I'd like to talk to you about a technique that I've incorporated into my practice in PTSD cases, and that is using written summaries of past trauma to help the judge better understand what you are going through. And if you're suffering from PTSD, you know that the traumas that you've experienced as a child, as a young adult, as a teenager, can all manifest themselves much, much later. In other words, you could have undergone trauma, whether it's physical, emotional, sexual trauma, as a child, say from 7 to 12 years old, and somehow got past that or suppressed that, maybe went to work for 15 or 20 years, and now at age 50, everything's falling apart because some of those suppressed memories, repressed memories, are coming to the fore, and you cannot concentrate, you can't focus, you have a difficult time performing any kind of work at all. So when you get to a hearing, of course, the judge is going to really focus on your medical treatment and your condition as of right around the time of your onset date, which may be a year or two ago. And all this very relevant information from way back 15, 20, 30 years ago is going to be in the record, but kind of buried in the record. And the problem is if you start testifying about that type of thing at the hearing, which is going to last 45 minutes or an hour, the judge may cut you off, because if you think about it, the judge doesn't really want to hear about necessarily about things that happened 30 years ago. They want to know about what's going on now after you stop working, because again, the issue in a disability case is whether you have the capacity to work. So what I'm doing now is I'm telling my clients to write out in a 1 or 2 or 3 page summary the type of experience they had, the trauma, and what they went through. And we can submit that as evidence in the file. So that way the judge can read it in preparation for the case, and will have a much better idea of the trauma that you suffered. And realize as well that when you're testifying about childhood trauma, that can be very difficult. I've been in a number of hearings where clients just simply couldn't get through it. They broke down and started crying, both men and women, because it was so painful to really think about. Obviously, if you do it in writing and you have your lawyer's assistance helping you make the wording very clear, then you can make sure the judge has a full understanding of what it was like to be a 6-year-old child who was beaten every day, and how it made you feel, and how it impacted you in high school, and your relationships, and your siblings, and how it affected them. All these type of things that are really relevant to a PTSD case, but it might be difficult to be eloquent when you're just doing it in testimony, describing it in testimony. So I think it would be useful to do that, to put it into writing. We can submit that as an exhibit, and that way the judge will have a much better idea what PTSD is all about. And I'll also tell you that my experience has been that nowadays mental health treatment is difficult to get. It's hard to find unless you've got good insurance or a lot of money. If you're treating at a county extension office or the VA or a free type of clinic, you're not necessarily going to get the level of care, the level of counseling that you would if you had a lot of money or if you had really good insurance. And if you're in that situation where you're reliant on public counseling, public provider counseling, then that information about your previous trauma may not make it into the record at all. I recently tried a case, and my client was actually in this case treating an HMO, and he had this incredible story to tell about what his childhood was all about. It was not mentioned at all in the HMO records. And what he told me was that the HMO counselor, much less the doctor, he mostly saw the counselor, was really concerned about, does he have homicidal or suicidal ideation? And as he put it kind of cynically, they wanted me alive. They don't want me to die on their watch. That was their focus, as opposed to really going into the details of why this individual had such terrible PTSD. So in our case, we had to do it in testimony, and he was able to do it pretty well. But a better solution to that would be to put it in writing so the judge can refer to that. It's very clear. Again, your lawyer can help you put this together, and you can really say what you need to say concisely, and then focus your hearing testimony on the time period around the time you stopped working and moving forward. So that's my tip for how to make your PTSD case stronger. I see a lot of these PTSD cases. They can be difficult to win because it's hard to get really strong medical support, but this is one way to sort of paint the full picture and improve your chances at winning. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube, like it on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions or you disagree with my point here, please let me know that as well. I'd love to engage with you in the comments section here on YouTube or on Facebook. If you've not already done so, go to my website at ssdanswers.com. I have a free download there called Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit. I encourage you to grab that. It's very useful, a lot of good information, and I do update it periodically. And of course, if you have any questions for me personally, please let me know that through the comments or through email. So my name is Jonathan Ginsberg. I wish you the best, and if I can be of help to you, please let me know. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the Survival Kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.